Man, long time coming. This is Effortless Hoops, breaking down a session I did with a player named Evan Fleming, 2026 point guard at Potomac High School in Dumfries, Virginia. Um, Evan is one of the best players in Prince William County this year, and he's got a chance to lead his team far into a state playoff run. This is our first ever session, and I utilized the CLA, the constraint-led approach. Um, and I'll shed some light on that later on throughout this session. But yeah, let's get right into it. Right, so this is a 5 a.m. session. So right here, just trying to get his body moving, his ball handling, flowing, and just moving his body. It's all repeatable footwork, in and out, under drag, load, step behind the back, just all repeatable footwork. Um, then we hopped right into more movement stuff, lifting off your inside foot, which is very popular coming off a pick and roll. A lot of players use it in isolation as well. And it is simply a move that when you lift off your inside foot, the defense doesn't know what's going to happen, right? So it's a move that can catch the defender off guard. This is a heavy step where you're pausing on that inside foot before exploding past your defender, right? So if the defense is on your hip, um, being able to stop on the inside foot, defense typically stops whenever you stop as an offensive player. So if they stop in their tracks, you should get downhill automatically. Now we're hopping into some tennis ball handling drills. So this first one, we're going single combination. So bounce, cross, catch, bounce, tween, catch, bounce behind, catch, and we do about 10 of each. And you'll see Evan kind of struggles with this, right? But that isn't a tell of a good basketball player, right? Being able to do tennis ball handling drills. But it's variability. It's stuff I also know that Evan hasn't done before. So trying to chase things that he's not necessarily good at, so that way when he improves those things, right, we're looking at a better player. So tennis ball drills like this can work on multiple things. Being able to bounce, cross, and catch overhand. Yes, that's working on your ball handling, but you're also working on your offhand, right? Being able to catch something, with an overhand, our hand pointed down is like swiping to go past your defender, or maybe protecting your dribble. All those different things are being worked on, in tennis ball handling drills. Pushing the pace of your ball handling, right? Anybody can go out there stationary and go bounce, double cross, right, without any resistance. But being able to do that bounce, double cross, and then catch the tennis ball in time before hitting the ground is different. So it's also an accountability tool as well to push your ball handling. This next one, we are getting to our drop footwork, which is simply where you pocket the basketball and split your feet. So if we're going right, we're going to pocket, split, right foot forward, left foot back, and then we're going to get low and slide the cone around uh, the arc until we get to the elbow, and then we're just letting it go there, and then we're catching the tennis ball at the rim and finishing a layup, right? So what we're working on right here is low body positionings on the drive, and being able to shield your defender with your offhand, shield the shot blocker with your offhand, and finish a layup. I mean, he has to do a different finish every time around the basket. So drop, slide, right? I'm tossing at the rim. He's got to catch and finish. In order for you to beat past your defender, you got to have low shoulders. Low man wins in the game of basketball. And in basketball, low shoulders is what determines your body being low. It's not with your chest up, right? We want our shoulders down low in an attack mode. That's leverage. Different finish every time around the basket. So that time, Evan jumped off his right foot. This time, Evan's jumping off his left foot, right? And this time, reverse layup. Tough finish. Next drill, I'm the big in the paint, okay? So I'm dropping it off to Evan. He's going from block to block. I'm dropping it off to him, and he can shoot either a pull-up or he can get to the rim. Game is to 11. Layups are worth 2. A jump shot or a mid-range shot is worth 1. Right, I'm including the misses in there. It's important, right? It's important that your training resembles the stuff that you actually have to encounter in a game. Right? You'll see he gets to that same finish later, but just having some unpredictability around the rim, unpredictability around the paint, being able to make shots with the contest. Most of your shots in a game are contested, so we want to resemble that in your training. 2 free throws in between all the drills. Bow. Right, and we do the same exact thing from all 5 spots. But this specific game, Evan has to finish at the basket or with a floater with his left hand. So a finish at the basket has to be with his left or a left hand floater. So all left hand finishes. Right, good bump, playoff 2 that time. Give me that. Left hand layup there. Euro step. High off the glass, good finish. Nah, that one's not going to work. Right, and I know he's going to his left hand. Right, so if he's going to the right side, he's going to have to finish with the inside hand layup, and that's getting blocked. Left hand floater, like he's learning, decision making, understanding what didn't work last time, right, and correcting those things. Good left hand floaters. It's tough. But you see, he's trying stuff, right? Stuff that he normally wouldn't do. I really like that rep, right? Being able to approach that help, turn dribble, and step with his right foot to step outside of my body, blow past me, finish on the opposite side of the rim, left hand layup. 2 free throws again in between each drill. All right. Now this next one, it's a competition drill, right? Basically, I'm trying to test his manhood here. Like, if you want to play college basketball, you got to be tough. You got to be able to defend the ball, and you got to be able to score, right? So he's going to get picked up full court this year. He's going to demand a lot of attention. Can you bring the ball up the court and get us into our stuff, right? That's all, college coaches or whatever level you're trying to play. As a point guard, that's what you have to be able to do. So we constrain it by saying, hey, if you get 2 feet outside of the lane line, it's a turnover. 1 foot is okay. 2 feet, turnover. So we want to stay inside of the lane lines until we get to half. Then once we get to half, we check it up at the 3-point line and we play one-on-one. I believe the dribble limit was maybe 4 or 5 dribbles. Good swipe there. And we're checking it up at the 3. We're playing. And that is just feel, right? Being able to have feel, understanding the positioning of your defender. Right, I spun off of my right foot. Right, he is on my right side, so I'm not going to just bully into him and try to finish a tough left-hand layup. I could do that, or I could just spin and pivot into space and finish a wide-open right-hand layup on the right side. And then another tidbit that I do is I actually shield, so you can see his off arm up here. I throw my off arm up, my left arm up in the air, and I shield him off and finish a right hand layup. And so just little tidbits. And then, I include these clips because it just shows struggle, right? Things that, he's not used to doing, but he has to get used to doing them. Also, this drill, working on being able to handle bumps, physicality, all those different things. Being physical. Another shield there. And we're checking up. It's right into it. It's mano a mano. Can you guard the ball? Turnover. All right, keep it simple. Too much. Try to make one move and go by. Good defender's going to sit on all of that. All right, one move, look past them. Stampede catch. So as soon as I catch that ball, I'm running through it. I'm catching it on a run and I'm attacking the basket. You can kind of catch your defender off guard sometimes with that. There we go. Attack the top foot, go past him. All right, let's work. So Evan does a between the legs bound. I back up, so my feet are below the 3-point line. My hands are down, so that's an indication for him to what? Shoot the ball. Trust your work. Bow. Trust your work. The handle. Good handle. I didn't steal it. He didn't turn it over. It's a better job. And you can see we're both a little bit tired. Hands down, man down. Pace. Trying to attack his top foot. Right. Again, as soon as I catch that ball, stampede. Right. We just go back a little bit. All right, so as soon as I catch, you see his top foot right here. Attack that. Boom. Right, he has to open up. He bumps me. Spin. Then the holy grail. His off arm is up. I'm throwing my shield up. And one. All right. It just jays me right there. But this specific drill is a closeout drill, right? So I'm closing out. I'm throwing the ball from the lane line and closing out. And it's a 0.5 second decision drill, right? So you're either catching and shooting or catching and attacking. There is no catch, hold, and jab 20 times, or that's a turnover in this drill, right? So just getting used to making quicker decisions. Right? So I ruled this a turnover. Right? There is no catch, jab, jab at our level, at the college level. You gotta catch and do something with it because there's a shot clock. And by you catching and holding the basketball or catching and dribbling in the same spot like 30 different times, like a lot of high school or young kids like to do, you're disrupting the flow of the offense. You want to catch, shoot, catch, attack, catch, swing. Like those are your only three options. You don't have an option in college to just catch, hold, jab, jab, unless you're just very special. The majority of us aren't. Sorry. Right, so I'm just explaining that to him. 0.5 decision. Catch, shoot, or catch or attack. And then this next rep, you're going to see what I do. Stampede that mug. Right? Get a little dunk out of it. But he did a much better job of making those reads at the next spot. Right? My hands were down at the beginning. He's reading space here, right? And he has enough space to shoot it, and he knocks it down. Boom. Which now sets Evan up to what? Attack, right? Because I got to respect his jumper. He attacks my top foot right here. I got to open up, and he finishes a layup. Good finish. Wow. Reading that space. Now I do the same thing. Reading the space. Reading the space. There's a lot of space in between me and him. His hands are down, shoot it. Which then sets me up, right, to now attack his top foot. Right, so if we go back, right, he's giving me a top foot right here. Attack it. Simple. And no matter what the move is, attack that joint. Okay, again, let me try and move up right here. Slim is giving me a top foot to attack. So what do you gotta do? Attack that mug, right? Now, in this specific play, my hand is underneath his hand. So his hand is over top of mine, and I can feel that on my body. So what I do is I simply just swipe up. So I throw my hand up, which gets his hands off of me, and you can see him throw his hands up. Gets his hands off of me, so I get a wide open layup. Right. So if we watch that back, and it's just a minor detail, right? If you watch that back, attack his top foot, swipe up. Simple. He cooked me on this one. So if we watch that take from Evan again, watch his right foot right here. Right, it swings all the way outside of my body. He's also keeping his shoulder square to the rim. He's able to get downhill. Another good thing that Evan does on this specific play is he cuts in front of me. So after he swings that inside foot through outside of my body, he cuts in front of me and gets a wide open layup. Right, no contest. Right, hands down, man down. Top foot, attack it. Slow step. Good. Hand down, spray ground. Might be a new phrase. Hand down, spray ground. Now this next small-sided game is just simply one-on-one out of a Barkley post-up. Right, so Barkley post-up, for those that don't know, is just taking your drive and turning that into a post-up. So that's all we're doing on this specific small-sided game, is turning that drive into a post-up. And I teach them, hey, don't throw the ball like that. You almost want to like pad it, jolt dribble it into the post. It's harder to steal that one. And through this game, we started to see, Evan has a pretty good post game, which is something that he probably hasn't been able to explore much throughout his life. But it's something that he probably will go to in the future because it's a high percentage shot for him. If we watch that back, right, you can just kind of see Evan's feel for the game a little bit, right? Being able to just feel, where to pivot, where the defense is at, pivot around, right? Extend away. Right? It's got good feel. Just has to get, into these types of situations a lot more to increase those percentages, increase the ability to finish, increase the ability to, get to a spot and shoot over the top of people. All those different things. He just has to be in those settings more, right? And the college coaches love that specific rep, probably the most. Boom, spin off you, pump fake, you jump into, and one. We're not going to go over this one, but cool looking play. And then this specific one, I feel Evan's hand on me right here, and I just simply smack his hand down. So I take a dribble at the same time as I smack his hand down, and I get to my floater. So it's really hard to block somebody after you hit their hand away, right? Because now you're gonna have to block this way and contest, with your opposite hand, and it's really hard to affect a shot like that. So just teaching him that, hey, if you're able to swipe that hand away and get to your shot, they really don't have a shot to, a hand to really block with. And we kind of played some 1v1 out of that, a few possessions out of that. Then we finished off the session with transition one-on-one. So I have the sticks in my hand. I'm at the volleyball line. Evan is at half court on the right side. And, it's 5 seconds to score. And you see, a few different solutions. So mid-range pull-up. On that specific finish where Evan tried to go around and finish. After he missed that layup, he said, "Man, I make that shot every game." And then I thought in my mind in that moment, well, how many times has he been put in that situation? Well, probably not many, right? If we're waiting until the game to be put in that specific situation, that's not enough. Like he needs to be in that situation all the time. So then when he gets in the game, it's easy, right? So just simply doing a drill like this or having a live body guarding you will give you the results of what you're trying to accomplish in the game because you're being put in that situation over and over with a live defender. Swing step, right? And like none of this stuff is scripted. He's just reading and reacting. And I really like that one. See Evan, right? Attack my top foot right here. Boom. Easy. And good finish. Good pace. See him utilize that heavy step that we worked on at the beginning of the workout. Right? Being able to pause on that inside foot and then explode forward. And these are just some defensive tips for you guys, right? Always have a mentality on defense, right? Have a strategy that you like to go to on defense. So for me, when Evan tries to attack my top foot here, I just simply back up, right? Because my mentality as a defender on this specific play is to force him left. Like I'm just not going to allow him to get back to that right side, right? So Evan does a great job of reacting to that, but I get a little savvy. So when he tries to attack my top foot, I simply just back up. So I backpedal. He tries to spin, and then I get my hand on the ball and affect it a little bit. Just a few defensive tips, but great pull up to finish it off, and then 2 free throws to end the workout. Bow. Good shot. All right, so that is Evan Fleming's first workout with me. I thought it was a great first workout. We utilized some CLA, some small-sided games in there. Um, and again, the purpose is to just put him into the situations that he's going to be in, in a live game setting.